picked up the far end.
Oh, what a standby! Look at this. Wall crossover on Ish Smith a couple of times, and then stolen away by John Wall. John Wall all the way.
John Wall was once one of the most explosive point guards in the NBA. A franchise leader, a 5-time All-Star, a legitimate MVP candidate. And then it slowly disappeared. This is the unfortunate downfall of John Wall.
With the first pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select John Wall.
When John Wall entered the NBA in 2010, the Washington Wizards were a franchise stuck in neutral. They had won just 26 games the season before and had not been relevant in years. When Wall came in, he changed that almost immediately. At 6'4" with elite speed, Wall didn't just run offenses, he bent defenses. He pushed pace, attacked gaps, and dictated tempo in a way Washington hadn't seen in decades. By his second season, Wall was already averaging 16 points and 8 assists per game, and the Wizards jumped to 29 wins despite a young, incomplete roster. And that's just the beginning. Between 2014 and 2018, John Wall reached his prime. In the 2016-17 season, he averaged 23 points, nearly 11 assists, and nearly 2 steals per game, leading Washington to 49 wins, their best record in nearly 40 years. He wasn't just a star, he was the system. Washington went 20-11 in games decided by 5 points or fewer. When the game slowed down, Wall sped it back up. That season, he finished 7th in MVP voting, made the All-NBA third team, and established himself as one of the best guards in basketball. At that moment, everything was working. But that was his best. After that season, things took a turn for the worse. Between 2017 and 2019, Wall underwent multiple knee surgeries, resulting in him missing significant time. Then, in early 2019, everything changed. John Wall ruptured his Achilles tendon, not on the court, but at home. What made this worse is that John Wall's game depended on explosion, speed, a quick first step, constant pressure, and over time, his body began to push back. For a player with this style of play, this wasn't just an injury, this was a rewrite. What makes this situation even worse is that just months earlier, Wall had signed a 4-year, $170 million Supermax extension. At the time, it made sense. Washington was committing to its franchise player, but the timing could not have been worse. Wall missed 2 full seasons while the league continued to evolve. Faster spacing, more shooting, less reliance on ball-dominant guards. By the time he returned, the NBA had moved on. But at the same time, John Wall never gave up. In his return in 2020, John Wall finally returned with the Houston Rockets. He could still pass, he could still read the floor, he could still lead, but the defenders no longer feared the blow-by. In 40 games played with the Rockets, Wall averaged 20 points, but on career-low efficiency, while Houston won just 17 games. The speed was gone. The margin for error was smaller. At this stage in his career, Wall wasn't that bad. He just didn't fit. Teams wanted either young guards to develop or veterans who could adapt off the ball. John Wall had spent a decade being the offense. That transition is one of the hardest in basketball. After that season, short stints with the Clippers followed, but the role was never stable. The league had decided what he was. John Wall's career isn't a punchline. He gave Washington its best years in a generation. He played through pain. He carried a franchise. But the NBA doesn't wait, and injuries don't negotiate. Sometimes greatness doesn't end with a fall. It ends with the game moving on. And in August of 2025, John Wall announced his retirement, formally ending his 11-year career where he made 5 All-Star teams, an All-NBA defensive team, and was a third-team All-NBA in 2016 and 17.